We've been looking at this scene since October 28th, 2022, and it never occurred to me that we can use this as a benchmark for how much health the X-Pop canonically have. Count the number of hits Onyensa Tornash U takes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coil on the lowest difficulty does 1 bar of health per hit. So Onyensa has more than 6 bars of health because he took 6 hits and still stayed alive. And this is considering the lowest possible damage. Imagine that the canon amount of damage prime assets do is actually 4 bars of health via the deadly prime asset variator. Onyensa could actually have 25 bars of health or more, and this is just a grunt, a very normal guy. Never be surprised when an enemy tanks 100 bricks in bottles and just shrugs it off. Damage is a bit strange in the Outlast trials. You get caught by an imposter, you take 3 very deep and painful looking stabs. One in the stomach, one in the chest, one in what looks like the jugular. Are we just dead? Nah, that's not even a bar of health. A grimy twig just kind of flails its arms in your general vicinity, that's a bar and more. Okay. Guys, I'm not really being honest. There's damage variators at play here. Still, I think it doesn't take away from the fact that some things end up looking silly in this game, because Red Barrels has to strike a nice balance between what feels good for gameplay and what feels realistic. Some enemies' attacks will nail both of these really nicely. On one end of the spectrum, you got the Jaeger, who just one-shots you if she grabs you. This makes sense for gameplay, because it's a sensible punishment for getting caught by such a slow-moving enemy, and it makes sense in terms of realism, because she's huge. She has all this mechanical and biological augmentation, of course she one-shots you. No one's looking at someone like this and saying, oh yeah, I can take her, unless you're completely insane. Speaking of, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the pusher's very weak and pathetic stab attack. Looks super lame, and it rightfully is. Someone could throw a pepperoni on your head and deal more damage. That's good and realistic. Nice. What isn't realistic? Ah, I'm getting grabbed out of a hiding spot. Really, I should just be dead. Punch me or something, man. You've got one hand free. No. You have to throw me on the ground and let me get away for free. This has been a thing since Outlast 1. Our enemies just hate killing us. They would absolutely hate to see us die. But even beyond this slight break of immersion, like, why do we take more damage from being thrown a very short distance to the ground from their huge meaty fist flying 100 kilometers per hour at our face? Guess what else? You saw the big grunt's throw did like 1.33 bars of health, 1 1/3. Look at this one. He's doing maybe 1.67, 1 2/3. There's no difference in damage variators between these two clips. These are both on standard difficulty. So what accounts for this difference? Oh look, he's holding an axe in his other hand. That makes his throw do more damage. I understand. The axe is a really cool weapon, by the way. This thing is gnarly. Alexander Hubert on ArtStation showed the models he created. We'll come back to more of them later, but look at this thing. It might be hard to tell when you're playing, but looking at it like this, you can see it's not just an axe, it has 2 daggers tied to its head. It has to hurt no matter which way it's swung at you. That thing touches you once, instant tetanus. No wonder we take the most damage when the big grunts have this equipped. By the way, if you ever see this slow forward stab attack, I think this is the only attack in the game that has a lingering hitbox. So even though I dodged the initial stab here, watch me run back into the tip of the weapon and take the damage from the hit just the same. So can we talk about the hard grunts now? These guys will hit crazy combos on you. Stabbed in the gut, pull out, stabbed again, I guess, judging by the sound effect, pull out, so juicy sounding. Suplex all the way over the head! Well, somehow falling on the ground upside down like this doesn't do any damage, whereas the big grunt's throw did. It is inconsistent, this ground hitting thing. Like the berserker, grab your neck and push you down. No damage. He breathes on you a little bit. It's only when he kind of tosses you over. Ugh! Forehead touches the ground, and that's a whole bar apparently. What? Maybe it's because the hard grunts are smaller, their throw does less, I guess. All good. These hard grunts, they dropped a new combo on us like 6 months ago. Brand new animation, wasn't in the patch notes or anything, we just had to find out for ourselves. I actually like that element of surprise. Drag the claw over our scalp. What's going on? Stabbed right through the sternum from behind. What the? Pushed off the twin blades and we're on the ground. I swear it has to be one of the most brutal looking injuries we suffer outside of death animations. But it is terribly unrealistic for 2 reasons. Look at that. That thing barely even nibbled at our health bar. I took more damage from this homeless woman showing me her bare feet 3 times. Hey man. Second unrealism, we've got to take a closer look at this weapon, the hard grunt's claw. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it looks very menacing, right? That's these guys' whole visual design. They're called hard grunts because they look hard. But I'm thinking about it, right? And I can't imagine this actually does a whole lot of damage if you get hit by it. It doesn't look especially sharp except at the very tip, and because of the twin nature of the claw, I think they would have to take a very specific angle to stab you from. There's no way they can pierce flesh very deeply without the tips of the claw getting caught. So if you're not looking to pierce or slice, well, I guess it's got a lot of hard knobs and ridges along these lengths, but if you're gonna make use of those, you're using this as a blunt object style weapon that doesn't have much weight behind it. The point of a blunt object like a mace or a club is to bash you with something very heavy. This is not that. This is all long and flimsy. I feel like even if someone swings this at you hard and fast, you're getting a bad bruise or a few shallow cuts at worst. Compare this to the machete of the civilian grunts, who do less damage by the way, than the hard grunts with their claw. But this has to be much scarier. We're taking deep stabs, we're getting sliced open, and what? Half a bar of health for damage each time. Oh, by the way, I was looking to get a special attack animation from these civilian grunts. When you're crouching, there used to be a chance that they would go for this crazy series of low swings. It looks so stupid. You sweep in the floor or what? But I feel like Red Bros must have removed this, because this grunt never performed the animation, no matter how many times I crouched low to let them hit me. So sad, it was actually so funny. Speaking of removed attacks, Coil's grab animation used to have a lead up portion that gave you the opportunity to dodge, and if you did dodge it, if he missed you, you would know because he did this pathetic little slow step forward to reach out and grab nothing. This doesn't exist anymore. Coil doesn't do this. He'll just grab you or he won't, and I think this was removed because Gooseberry never had something like this, so why should he? And also, it was too easy to dodge anyways. It just made Coil look dumber than we already know he is. Coil is actually a cool case because I don't know if any of us can make any confident claims regarding realism. Does anyone have a strong intuition of what it's like to get poked by an electric cattle prod? I work at a print shop. When hot vinyl comes out of the copier, I'll touch it and get the most violent static shocks I've ever felt in my life. I've been conditioned into flinching every time I touch the paper. Is that what it's like to get hit by Coil? So yeah, I don't know how much damage he's supposed to do, so great actually, more power to red barrels really. Moonspade Bunny, right? I found heart. What the f was that? And okay, we can't play.
That's not even Franco! Fuck off!
The game is really good right now. The berserker's gonna punch me now and I'm dead. Oh. Okay. You guys have to try and guess how big the smile is on my face right now. Oh, we just completed the secondary objective 5 times. Let's go. God. Nobody needs weapons in this game. I'm nearly 100 to 0 by the pouncer, pounding her dumb fists at my face. Hey, nice I hate her, man. You are ruining my gameplay experience and breaking immersion. I'm gonna go impale myself on the hard grunts claw and be in 10 times less pain somehow. To me, the most realistic scaling of damage in this game comes when the highest damage variators are in effect when they are enabled. Stronger Enemies 2, which is included in Increased Threat 2, which is included in Psychosurgery, which is included in Ultra. The variators are confusing, sorry. But if you're on standard difficulty, just for example, the Berserker and Prime assets are doing 1 bar of damage each. No way that's realistic. The Berserker is a huge powerful fist encased in this hard metal gauntlet. You touch me, I'm not insta-dead. Franco, I guess I can excuse, because you don't know where he's shooting you. Maybe his bullets graze your hip or your ear or something, that's why it's not doing that much damage. But look at these guys in the cutscene. 1 bullet, huge chunk out of his side. Oh my god, how is that not happening to us? Gooseberry has a drill. Flesh and bone become pulp. There's an argument to be made that the Futterman drill makes for the single most dangerous weapon you can encounter in the game. That thing's being shoved right into my mouth? I should be dead instantly. Deadly Prime asset should be canon. But we're on standard difficulty? Ah, best I can do is 1 bar of health, and okay, you're bleeding a bit, I guess. How? How? This video is sponsored by the Hide and Heal amp, by the way, which I only just now found out is really OP. It instantly restores a full bar of health and starts your regen just like that. It completely stops bleeding. In essence, it fully negates all chip damage from like screamer pushes or electric fields or long range triangle shots. It dispels bad fortune and revitalizes the humor of the liver. It drains the heart of stagnant blood and encourages the flow of the new, restoring thirst and appetite and clearing the lungs of all miasma. Look, when you're playing with Stronger Enemies 2, Gooseberry does 3 full bars, and if you don't find a way to stop the bleeding, you are dead. That, to me, is acceptably realistic. Good. Good. Only thing is, I don't know why this grab animation does the same amount of damage as any of her other attacks. Sometimes Gooseberry's hitting you, and the Futterman drill isn't even turned on. If she's not drilling into you, she's just smacking you with a blunt object. Should that not do significantly less damage? Whatever, it's gameplay reasons again. But look at how correct this all looks. Huge big grunt, smack me once I'm damn near dead. This is as it should be. I shouldn't be able to survive more than 2 hits like this, and I don't. Big grunt with an axe, 3¼ bars of health. My jaw is dropping with the severity of this injury. Incredible impact. It's just funny to me that this variator, Stronger Enemies, increases all enemy damage sources. So think about the picture. I got 2 very clean comparison clips, which shows his fire DPSs us exactly 2 times faster with Stronger Enemies 2 as compared to on standard. But what they do, man, they give him stronger fire. How'd they manage that? Scapegoat, he just hits hard no matter what. I'm always surprised. This is stronger enemies 2 here, and watch the underwear man, he's got a smack worth 1.5 bars of health. Guess what does only marginally more damage? The grenade, which blows his whole head to smithereens, and which I am standing right next to as I give him his very last goodnight kiss. Okay, what are the bombs made of in this game? The Futterman ones too. Pepperoni on my head, bro, I'm fighting Zillion. I know they would also do 2 bars of damage if I turn on the deadly traps variator. It's okay. Is that realistic? Maybe. I guess it would feel stupid to be completely one-shot by an environmental trap, but maybe it should do that. And if you're dumb enough to be hugging the scapegoat as he blows up, you deserve to bleed out on the ground. Sorry. So if we're still talking about realism, I can't neglect to talk about the death animations in this game. I'm afraid something bad is happening to us. Head split fully in half down the middle, massive holes drilled or gouged into our face, stomped into paste, tanking a terrible series of stabs. This is very gory and unpleasant. That's okay. Here's a syringe. Atropine in that thing? What does that do? None of these wounds matter, by the way. We just come back to life with the, well, what Easterman says.
If the drugs to restart your heart weren't so cheap, I wouldn't even bother.
Oh, it's my heart that needs restarting. That's the problem. It's low-hanging fruit. Everyone has made this joke before. But like, there is zero explanation for how we're coming back to life after the death animations that are getting performed on us. It's okay. Thanks for watching, guys. They say a long-eared rabbit does thrice a day trample the milkweed uneaten. Who in this life can afford to make jokes without smiling?
Oh, no, space, yeah, space.
Oh! I threw that guy all the way downstairs. Nice. Sorry. That was a brick that did that too.